Hey fellas, how you doing? Girls, I want to share something with you really deep, something that I've learned over the course of, well, especially in the last few months, since I suppose since adopting more of a spiritual lifestyle in with my social life. So a lot of people still ask me and still say to me, have you stopped going out on the streets and speaking to women? And I've said, yes, I've stopped. But I thought about it this week, and actually I haven't stopped speaking to women on the street. I speak to women everywhere. I speak to people everywhere because I like being social. I always want to maintain my social skills because, believe it or not, I am a hypocrite in the sense that I'm naturally quite shy. Some people laugh when I say that. They start laughing. I'm naturally an introvert. I suppose that's one of the reasons why I love to teach, because it forces me into an extroverted state. And anyway, forget about teaching, but my point is, it doesn't come natural to me to have full-blown conversations with people. I have to get out of my head and get warmed up. Even when I do the YouTube videos, sometimes the first few minutes, you'll probably notice it, I have to kind of get present. So I wanted to share something very deep in this video that I've felt this spiritually and I felt this emotionally. So just to answer the question, I speak to women on the street now, but I don't go out and speak to women to get sex. Whereas that's what I used to do when I did the day game. That's what day game is about. I don't do that anymore. I've chosen to live a spiritual life. You could say it would be close to a Christian life, in that I've chosen, I'm not interested in casual sex, and I'm not interested in friends with benefits. At this stage of my life, I'm very sure of it. I want to find a girlfriend, a woman who's right for me. But I still love speaking to women and people, and I speak to men. But I get into conversations with women. And this came to me in the last few weeks. I really sensed this. And I sensed this not just with what women are saying, and men as well, but especially, I sensed it with women. Women want to connect with men on a soul level. Women want to connect very deeply, but women are frightened. Women put their barriers up because women, obviously, they've been hurt in the past. I'm very sensitive, probably like a woman, because I've always been sensitive as a kid. And I think most people who have had social anxiety and had a trauma when you're young, it does make you very sensitive to behaviour. And I think my sensitivity came from always being worried that people are going to try and attack me and abuse me, and just that, being in your head a lot. But now coming from more to head into the heart, being more present and deeper with people, I can feel when I speak to some women who are more comfortable, they're more open, and some that they've got their barriers up. I can actually feel it by a person's alignment, not from a judgmental standpoint, just awareness. I can feel by what they're saying and how they feel about what they say, and the sort of tonality and the body language and the energy that they're exuding. So I definitely relate to this. To some extent, we all struggle with it. So this is kind of a human struggle at the moment. It doesn't surprise me, contradictory to being on social media now, but some people are on Facebook. And I'm not even complaining about this because I just don't feel in the mood to complain. But women want to connect. People want to connect on a proper deep level. And I always get reminded of this when I teach every week and I do Skype coaching. And actually people say this to me. And that's really all I ever wanted growing up. And that's really where social anxiety derives from. It derives from the fear of being rejected and abandoned and not accepted by people. So you close down. And what that actually does is it puts you in your head, and it gets you massive anxiety, fight or flight. It makes you feel nervous because you closing the heart down. So I was talking to one girl in London, and she was saying that she has trouble opening up because she's been hurt in the past. I was thinking, we've all been hurt. I've been hurt in the past as well. What's the solution? I think you have to make a choice. Because when I read the book, The Untethered Soul, it spoke a lot about this. And I've just realised it now. My brain is weird like this. I read the book ages ago, thought it was a good read. I've got to be honest, I didn't think it was an amazing book. I didn't think it was as good as some other spiritual books I've read. But then having said that now, it has been relevant in this video, and it's reminded me of something it spoke about. And it spoke about moving through the world with an open heart. And he spoke a lot about pain and and not holding grudges against people. And I'm still working on this stuff myself and getting better at it every day and over the months. But man, seriously, as a fucking society, we need to open our hearts up more. We need to be more open, because we don't live forever. Because this is what's causing a lot of loneliness. It's why so many people have got depression and anxiety. And even, I'm just quoting here, even women that are very attractive looking, I've spoken to a lot, and they're very lovely, but when I speak to them maybe for after 20 minutes, they're not happy. They're really lonely, despite having a social circle, despite going out, having a lot of attention from men, and men as well. And I'm accounting, I used to be like this myself until I made this further transformation. And I'm only going to speak from my own personal experience to help men and women. I think it really does come down to being yourself and actually not trying to trust other people, because I had this issue growing up. To some extent, I'm still working on this stuff, but trusting yourself and you open up your heart. So it's always an inside job, and it's only one relationship to work on. If you want to let people into your life and trust again, you actually have to let yourself into yourself, if that makes sense. You have to trust yourself, because there's different parts of us. I can feel it in myself. There's parts of us that want to connect. We want to build deep and meaningful relationships. We want to be successful. We want to venture out. We want to come out of our comfort zone. Then there's another part that's closed up. It's frightened. It's scared. It's scared to be rejected. It's scared of being criticised. It's scared of being judged. It's scared of getting embarrassed. But I had this all my life, and that's social anxiety in a nutshell. And I think for me, again, it's all contradictory. It's all yin and yang. I had to go through this suffering before my spiritual awakening and after, of just saying, I can't take this no more. I can't live like this no more. I can't live in fear and worry that someone's going to abandon me, or someone's going to reject me, or I'm going to hurt someone else's feelings, because I'm not moving here. I'm not moving in this position, and I'm not growing in my life, and I'm feeling selfish. It's making me feel selfish because I'm not giving my heart out. I'm not putting energy out. And I'm actually reminding myself too, probably realise this, but every time I put myself out, obviously within reason, obviously not nilly-willy, but when I'm kind and more unconditional with your energy and your openness to people, loads of love comes back in, because what we put out does come back. So I think it's a universal thing. I'm just sort of playing on the idea of women, because this week I've spoke to lots of women and I've met some amazing women. I've got different flavours and feels, and of course I'm not judging anyone, because I always this myself. Some women will kind of tell me in the middle of the conversation that they're not happy in their life. The men that they've met, it's not gone well, they've been let down, and that's why the barriers are up. And I feel, because I've got good social skills, I suppose I can contribute some of this to doing a lot of the day game and years on the street. But sometimes it's kind of contradictory, because sometimes my social skills are actually really poor. I'm a huge contradiction, as I said. I have to work very hard to make that person feel good. I suppose sometimes that's a form of people pleasing, but that's a side of me. This is what I call, in a good way, not people pleasing, not agreeing with things to make someone like you. It's the opposite. It's not people pleasing in a sense, it's maybe energetic pleasing, because I feel bad for the person. I feel bad if I'm talking to a woman and she's a nice person and then she's depressed. That's how I was raised. My mum was like that, my dad was a lot like that. But of course there's another part of me that is not the real me, that is selfish and just thinks, I can't bother, if people are negative, that's their problem, as long as I'm happy. And I don't like that side of me, but we all have these sides. So I didn't know where this video was going to go. So I suppose it comes back to alignment. A lot of what I learned, well, most of what I learned from spending time with Jeff, about aligning all of your personalities. But in order to align your personalities, you have to be able to identify your subpersonalities. The personality that is self-pity, the personality that is angry, the personality that is not trusting, the personality that is judgmental, the personality that is not very honest, and start observing the personalities that are not serving you, that are not making you happy, they're not who you truly are, and killing these personalities or not feeding them and aligning. And this cannot be done, in my personal experience, I could be wrong, but it's been true for me, it cannot be done if you close your heart down. Because I find when I close my heart down, well, automatically the subpersonalities come up to the surface, they take over. Because who is the person who's like this? And this is actually a metaphor, and people do go in this position, psychology. Who does this? This is a subpersonality, angry with the world, not trusting, So doing that and talking how I'm talking with you now, talking from the heart, not from the head, and still fighting against the mind, it's me saying, yeah, I'm trusting myself. Even in this video, I'm being open, I'm gonna risk it. Fuck it, I'm gonna risk it, because it's selfish for me, it makes me feel good, and I wanna risk connecting with you. Some of you might like it, some of you might not. It's a great practice of self-acceptance, self-love. And another further truth, now I'm actually reliving truths that I got 10 years ago, even when I used to go out and meet women on the street, to meet them in that way, is that we have to fail to love ourselves more. We have to make mistakes. We don't go out our way. We have to take risks. And it's kind of weird, but when you make the mistakes, once you achieve what you want to achieve, you look back, then you can say, when you join the dots, then you say, I never made a mistake in my life. Does that make sense? I feel like going deep down, not in a surface-based mood. So if you close your heart down, and if you say, I'm not going to trust anyone because people are going to hurt me. I did this a long time in my life as well before I changed again. Because in the past, my friend hurt me, this person stole off me, this woman cheated me, or if you're a woman, this man let me down, men can't be trusted. You're going to be in pain for the rest of your life. And I had this for many years because of the pain with my dad. A lot of it actually came from that. And I would suspect, just with common sense, that people's pains come from their childhood traumas in their past. So I think the healing journey at some stage is getting the courage, the confidence and self-esteem to start opening your heart up and trusting people again through trusting yourself, and not actually trying to trust people, predict, are they going to be faithful? You can't control that, as Tolly said. You can't control other people, but if you can control yourself, in some weird way you control other people, but not in a forceful, manipulative way. Does that make sense? Because you're not trying to control them, they're more likely to come towards you and have a good friendship, an honest friendship. So this is the kind of sense that I learned in the last few weeks going out. I've just been doing unconsciously socialising, talking in shops, hotels, in the street, parks, men, women, and I've also spoke to a variety of people that are very happy in their life, and you get a sense of that really quickly. I never used to notice this years ago because my social skills were pretty bad, and I was in my head and I was in a bad place. I was always focused on myself, and I suppose that's another thing that I wanted to share in this video that I'm learning. Because I'm getting better at being present and less focused on myself, I'm enjoying my social interactions more than I ever have, because I'm not in the place of judging myself, judging the person. Sorry, there's just more presence. And I'm learning that it's very hard, almost impossible to be present, to enjoy connecting with people, to be honest, sincere, to attract good relationships if your heart is closed. And if your heart is closed, your reality is closed. I really believe this. It's hard to make money when you close your heart down. It's hard to do anything. Everything's hard when the heart is closed because you're rigid. And I think Alan Watts spoke about, he said there's two types of people. There's the prickly people and the gooey people. I think that's what he meant. And obviously we can all fluctuate in and out of those two states. So the prickly people are, their hearts are closed, very egotistical, but the gooey people are more gooey and spiritual and free-flowing. So yeah, there's a time and a place, of course. I'm not saying run out on the street, free hugs, love every single person, trust everyone, leave your door open. But what I am saying is, you've got to take risks. And I'm telling myself this as well. I've told myself that because I have to trust again as well. I trust myself now, I've got a great relationship with myself, but in terms of long-term relationship, I've had a year out. So this video is as much for me as for you. I have to step up my game, because I've stepped my game up. I invested a lot of time in a mentor who's massively helped me. So I need to actually start going out as well and pushing myself more and facing some of my own demons and fears, which I've killed the majority of the demons, but these are just sort of the mini ones that are recurring, the conditioned fears. Because I've been making excuses lately as well, saying, I'm being overly picky with the woman that I want to marry in a relationship, which is good, but I need to be more open and start dating more and being open as well. So I think it's really going to help you. And I would imagine if you're watching this video, it's definitely going to be relevant for you on many levels. So if you open your heart more, however you determine that, whether that's being more open in conversations, being more confident, spiritual practice, you're going to attract a lot of love in your life. Because I found when we talk from the head and we build relationships up here, and even if you run a business too much from up here, now I know depending if you're in a technical job and it's logical, you're going to attract a lot of fear and anxiety. But if you build from here, the business from here, the kingdom, the heart, the friendships, you're going to attract a lot of love. The energy is going to be coming in as love, and then you're going to be putting it back out. So this heart to heart, and it's certainly not, because I just got a voice coming up then saying I sound soft and it's not manly. It is very manly. It couldn't be any more manly, because the amount of self-discipline, and if you're a woman, it's womanly. The amount of self-discipline that you need to have is incredible, and the amount of, for me personally, the emotional pain that I had to endure to get to this place and open up my heart and wake up, and more self-love, and attract more things into my life and help other people to do it. A tremendous amount of courage and self-knowing and pushing yourself. It's definitely worth it. And this in itself, this video I'm doing now is healing. I actually feel it's just, again, cleaning me and healing me more, connecting me. I'm sure it's going to heal you. If you practice this, you can heal yourself. The last thing I want to leave with this video, I thought about this may be completely nothing to this video, and it's true. And I think, again, I heard Jeff say this in one of his videos about if you're angry or hateful towards someone, because I had a lot of anger for many years and I've got it out. It came today as just a voice came up. It doesn't matter if we're angry at someone and they are wrong, they did do us wrong. At the end of the day, we have to carry the anger inside us. So it doesn't make sense to be angry towards people or to be jealous, because, okay, those feelings come up, we experience it for a short time, no problem. But if we're in that place all the time, it's painful, and I know because I was in that place for years. A lot of anger towards my dad and towards people from the past and towards myself, and it just fucking drained me. It drained me, it destroyed me, it made me unhappy, it made me depressed. So opening the heart will heal you and exercise anger and demons out of you and allow the natural source of self-love to come in. I don't even know if I explained that right, but that's the realization I've got. That's what I've been learning. Women and men want to connect more, but they're in a catch-22. They're angry, they're frustrated because they don't feel love, because they don't open their heart, they're not getting enough human connection, but they're also frightened to open up their heart. So they're choosing to suffer because they're frightened to suffer. So if we don't open up our hearts and trust again and love people, we're going to suffer at the cost of feeling lonely, feeling abandoned, not loved. So we have to risk putting ourselves out. So it's going to get you either way, so make a choice. Suffer in silence and feel lonely, or suffer at the cost of risking being hurt and not being hurt and having amazing relationships with people. I'll see you soon.